Andre once again. So my timeline for me to come on is definitely changed, and I'm having to uh, adjust to my change of time that I may come on, but nevertheless, I'm on. Um, so we're back at the keyboard, and I'm just trying to get my little charger going here because I'm not gonna be on here probably if not that long, but y'all never know. As they say, you never know. All right, so I think I got the camera in the right spot so y'all can kind of sort of still see me. I'm working on the little kinks, as to say, to try to figure out how to do eCam. They sent me an email, and because I was trying to figure out how come my time is shortened whenever I do MIDI. Every time when I do the MIDI, there's no issue with doing MIDI. Actually, I should say it that way. But the issues were um, when I switch over to video, so I could be able to see myself and just at least myself in the keyboard being MIDI as well. So I'm working on that. I just literally woke up out of bed. Literally just waking up. Literally, I'm just busted out and just woke up. Um, so yes, I'm waking up. I'm waking up. Why is it saying battery? Why is it saying that? Um, so I posted my website once again, so that way you guys can see where my website is. Bishop Drayster Clark. Bishop Drayster Clark. Hot chords. Dot info. See, I don't want to use this right now. Let's go back to get back to Cordy. So Cordy's reloading. Um, so yes, I did the trial version for eCam, and I wanted to see how eCam work. I did not want to buy it yet until I understood if it was necessary or worth me doing. It was very fun to actually see the background. I figured it out how to do the background where I can pick up Cordy all while I'm playing. But now I'm just trying to figure out how to get my face and then also get the keyboard lined up. Right now, this phone right there, I was using to do that, to do the overshot cam. And then this was covering up the video that you can see the laptop over here. I had that covered up. So wait, forget which mouse I'm on. All right, so I'm trying to bring up Cord. Oh, Cordy is still saying getting some loose ends done. So I was trying to get this one connected to my Mac, but because I don't know because I don't know how to do that actually. It's kind of confusing. I keep trying to get my. This is my old iPhone, which is the 13 Plus, but I kept trying to see if it would allow me to connect to my Mac over here, and it's not engaging by locating it by via Bluetooth. Um, so I am kind of not. I'm a little slightly disappointed, but even though it's in off mode, I thought I still, even without not having services on here, I still can get internet and all of the rest of the stuff. Like I can get internet on here, but so I've been trying to get the Mac and this to communicate, so I don't have to use my other iPhone that I'm recording on now. Then that way I can use this to do the actual recording, and maybe I might have to grab my 6 Plus, and maybe with a question mark on there, it may find this particular device. But I've tried to locate this device. Now on that phone, I can find this device. It was weird, so I don't understand how come my phone up there can find this device. It can find my Mac, but it can't. But the Mac in here, and these two can't find each other. I'm a little puzzled. Like literally, this phone is called iPhone. I can't wait. Hold on, let me click onto it. Oops. So as soon as I click onto this, that phone up there is gonna find. Hmm. I'm confused. Why is that? Why is it that that phone that's on Wi-Fi, internet, the whole nine can connect to this phone? I'm a little confused. And every time when I was trying to get the Mac to find this phone, it will not find it. Anyway, I'm gonna turn it off now as far as the Bluetooth. Um, hmm, I'm gonna go probably grab my other iPhone, which is the 6S Plus, and make an attempt to see if this uh, um, in my computer, Mac computer, will connect with each other. Because if it does, then I'll use it as I'm using my 15 Max plus whatever doobity 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 whatever it does. Anyway, all right. So enough of that. Maybe okay. So Cordy has redid itself. Put my glasses on. So I'm literally awake somewhat. So y'all bear with me for just a moment. Okay. How do I get rid of that? Oh, close. No, I don't want to maximize it. Why is that little weird thing on here? Okay, I can't maximize it, so I'm just gonna try to hide it somewhere down at the bottom of the screen. Then I don't want this manuscript. I'm gonna hide it down here. Usually it gives me a little spot where I can click the make it drop somewhere, so I have to drag it. Right, so now I'm enlarging the Cordy in the background. The real Cordy. The real Cordy. Let me see the size. Hold on, y'all. Enlarge the size. Let's see how my left hand. Let's see. Let me slide it over just a hair, maybe. Okay, so that's perfect there. All right, how to advance your Alright, so that's my clock to tell me to get up. So I actually awaken the Lord. Thank God for waking me up one more time. Allow me to see another day, which now promised to me. And thank you for another day. Allow me to be able to sit here at the keyboard and practice and focus on things that is important. And also, God, I thank you for my life, here, strength. Okay, God, I thank you for healing my body as we go. And God, I ask you that you bless me to continue to move forward. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. And amen. I've always give God the honor and the glory for waking me up. Because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be awake. So the focus is to practice every day something new, even if it only gonna give you a few minutes of your lifetime to do whatever it is that you do. Hold on, let me slide up eCam. Alright, eCam is still alright. So my eCam is still allowing me to do stuff because I thought it was gonna cut me off. I believe yesterday was the last day of the trial, but I still have the trial in the background. Yep. Alright, so my trial is still in the background. It didn't kick me out, but they did inform me on yesterday that it was the last day. And then they also emailed me, informed me that I would not be charged, even if um, I went beyond the trial portion of it. I just have to go in and just accept. Well, if I click out of the eCam altogether, or my laptop so happens to decide, oh, I'm gonna update and against my will, sometime we do it, then I would have absolutely no choices but to actually go and purchase what is called the plan for to run eCam. All right. So that's where we at. So now eCam is still running in the background. I don't have it on record mode. I think if I even probably attempt to go into record mode, it might still allow me to record. Let me see. It says to continue. I'll do that as a test later, but um, it do still say to continue or subscribe now. And if I do continue, one or two things is going to happen. It's going to force me to, when I use the word force, because can't nobody force you to do nothing that you don't want to do, but it's going to inquire if I want to go ahead and purchase the eCam altogether. And the plan that I saw is not bad, pricey wise. Not bad at all, actually. In all honesty, I think it was like 100 and I believe I say it's $179 or somewhere in that ballpark a year, and so you pay depending on what bracket you want to do. I believe the one I saw was like $16 and on up to like I think the highest I believe I saw was $20 or $25 or somewhere in that ballpark. So and that's talking about the pro version. And of course, that's going to be a little lot higher than the $100 and something like $179 or whatever it was I saw. I don't remember it, but I know it's somewhere in that ballpark. All right, so practice. They say makes perfect. And you remember, in my previous other videos, I teach you or tell you or inform you that all the notes constantly repeat themselves. So C D E F G C D E F C D E F G A B. It repeats itself. C D E F G A B. Right? C D E F G A B. C D E F G A B. The notes repeat themselves all the way up the keyboard until you run out of room. C D E F G A B. C D E F G A B. And on until I have no more keyboards notes to play. And the black note's the same thing. F sharp, G flat, A flat. All right, D flat, E flat. Right back to G flat, A flat, B flat. Back to D flat, E flat. Right back to G flat, A flat, B flat. I mean, after you do it like a few little times, it's a no-brainer because now I know my two notes is a D flat and an E flat. And then my black notes, three black notes is G flat, A flat, B flat, G flat, A flat, B flat. And I can call them out and I will know them, even if they're sharp, C sharp and D sharp. And then F sharp, G sharp, and A sharp. And if I repeat the same thing again, C sharp and D sharp. All right, and repeat the black three black notes, F sharp, G sharp, and A sharp. And it just repeats itself. All right, C sharp, D sharp, G sharp. I'm sorry, F sharp, G sharp, and then A sharp, and it just repeat. So once I got the concept of all of the white notes, they keep continue to just repeat the same thing. It's similar to Talbot would say, it's just a bunch of notes. Yes, it's just a bunch of 12 notes that constantly keep repeating themselves. The easy way to remember this for my beginner musicians, your black notes is C sharp and D flat. The next black note next to it, E flat or D sharp. And remember, I'm using the word or, right? Or we might see or and actually. And the next three black notes we have is F sharp and or G flat. A flat or G sharp. I will forever remember this because now it's painting a picture in my mind forever. And the next one is B flat or A sharp. The reason why we're saying that is because of the chromatic move going forward from your scale. Right? That's because you're going to the right, chromatically climbing. Now, if we go in reverse of the scale note, which is we can start C. I got a note stuff. C is C natural, right? The C. Then now this becomes C flat because now we are what? Chromatically going in reverse, which we call that ascending, right? Or descending. So descending is going backwards. Ascending is going up. Ascending, ascending. But we might use the word, if you're going to the right, half step up is called half step up. Half step up, half step over, but we might still say half step up, 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 half step up. Oh, and that was my route on how I learned how to do what is called scales in all 12 keys. So after that, I had said, oh, that's my next scale, D. That's my next note for the D scale. That's my next note for the D scale. The half step up. So what are we doing? We're saying we are ascending or not descending. Now in this case, now we're going to do the descending. C natural. All right. Now we have C flat because now we're what? Descending. Now B flat. A natural. Right. Now we're going we still descending because we have our natural notes. Remember, C B A G. Now we might use the word natural, right? So let's say it right. C natural, B natural, right? A natural, and G natural, and C natural, and E natural, and D natural, and C natural again. So we did this the descending now. Now we're doing the half step. We're gonna do the half step. We call it half step back. So now we have the C natural, half step back is C what? That's right, C flat. C flat, half step back from it is called what? Technically, yeah, B. Technically B, but now it's also C flat. So if we have step back that, B natural, technically, which is also C flat, now it's B flat. Oh. A natural, half step back from A natural is what? A flat. Oh, okay. And then because we are now descending, G natural, half step back from G natural is G flat because we're going to the left. So anything that somebody say, hey, put me in the key of G flat, you know, from G to G flat, G to go half step left to your left is called G flat. Put me in G flat. But if they say, put me in F sharp, y'all already know. If you was in F natural, ascending, now it's F sharp. Guess what? It's two different keys. All right, so that's why we say G flat and F sharp is the same key. But we call it two different key signatures. All right, so if you hear that word signature, key signature, that word signature, meaning that this same note shares the same notes, but we call it the key signature. G flat or F sharp. What is this? D flat and who? C sharp. Because we're going to the right. So in other words, to the right is sharp. To the left is what? To flat. C flat. Because remember, natural, half step up sharp, half step down, C natural, to the left is flat. But we already know it's also B natural because of the scale name from C, D, E, F, G, A, B natural. C natural, what does it say? C natural, D, E natural, E natural, F natural, right? G natural, A natural, B natural. So we have these names for the notes that we're playing, which we may say natural notes. And then we also want to say that there are also flat notes. And then also we want to say there are sharp notes. It's like natural note, sharp note. I'm sorry, natural note, sharp. I'm sorry, natural note, flat note, sharp. All right, so that you understand, going to the left is flat, and going to your right is sharp. All right, but they share two key signature. Right. Somebody would say, "What key you in?" Oh, it's C sharp. Oh, and then you already know. Okay, it's also what D flat. Somebody asks you what key you in, and then they tell you, oh, "I'm in E flat." Well, you also know it shares the same key signature notes in the scale, but we're talking sharp. D sharp. Somebody said, you in F sharp? What else could it be? Yep, G flat as well. All right, so. Oh Lord. Somebody say you in A flat. This also can be G sharp as well. So don't trip out when you see some music stuff, scores or whatever, and you see, oh my God, this is in the sharp notes, and I don't know my sharps. Yeah, you will. You're gonna know your sharp just as well as you're gonna learn what your flats is, because it's the same notes that you're playing in your scale. Good. And then you C sharp, because I'm technically ascending, right? C sharp, D sharp. This is technically supposed to be F, but it's, remember, E sharp, technically in the scale, technically. F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, right? Technically C natural, but we got B natural. What's the next? What is the next one over? Yeah, that's right, B sharp, technically, because we're talking sharps. Now we say the word flat, and remember we did the reverse mode already, so we ain't gotta do that again. So now we know what D flat, E flat. Now F natural, right? G flat, A flat, B flat, and then now C natural. Oh, right, because there is no sharps in the flat key, right? But you understand that there are two different key signatures. Oh Lord! So like I said, A flat is also G sharp signature, and B flat and A sharp, they share the same key signature, but we're talking sharps and or flat depending on who's calling the shots, right? B natural or C flat. Remember, this was E sharp or F natural. Can I get a witness? So if somebody come across and tell you put me in the key of E sharp, you already know it's F natural. Or if you see some kind of music sheet that score says, that hey, this song is in E sharp, you already know where to go. It's really F natural. So don't let nobody tell you anything different, because they'll be misleading you. 1, 2, 3. Wait, hold on. Forgot what my chord was. Hold on. The secret sauce. I forgot my chord. I forgot how to do it. So that's what's up. Once you start learning those, what we call, and this in play-by-sight, by the way, everything I pretty much broke down is in the play-by-sight, where I teach you the number system, all right? And then here's that one other thing that we say, learn the number system. All right, I'm still learning it. All right, all you have to do is remember 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, technically, because that is the scaling in that key. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So once you finish learning your notes, the scale notes, and all 12 keys, then focus on numbers. All right, good. I was about to say good luck, but yeah, focus on the numbers, because numbers are a lot quicker to remember. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we'll be talking about the continuation of the number system, and then we have the same note that was 1 is now 8. The 2 is now 9. The 3 is 10. The 4 is 11. The 5 is 12. The 6 is 13. And the 7 is 14. And then you back to the 1. Play by sight is gonna cover all of that I mentioned. Right. So don't forget, grab your book from Play by Sight, chapter number 1. Right after that, then you start learning to go into chapter number 2, and you're grabbing the structured chord movement, the major move, minor move, augmented move, add 7, 7, major 7 sharp 5, your diminished 7, your dominant chord, we call it the C7 chord, but the sus2, sus4, and the 7 sus4 chords, and then tritone, right? And I use this idea along with the Nashville system movement chord, if you want to call it that. Let me try to put it right here. Sometimes I'll be grabbing for it, like, where is it? Let me see. That's not gonna work. It's gonna slide right out. Let me put it back on my table. That's what was I about to say? I forgot what I was saying. But this is what I use to navigate with stuff that I'm trying to listen to, stuff I'm trying to learn. What is it that I'm hearing in some stuff? Some stuff might take me a little longer to understand. Like, what? How does this musician even come to this idea? Where's these movements come in? Now, practicing wise, I'll take a. Why's my watch doing that? Did I not put it on the charger? Oh yeah. It says battery. Did it not charge up? It said 99%. What is it doing that? So, as I was saying, people are like using the word the number system, but the number system, from my understanding, was supposed to be designed for guitar players. If you got a guitar player who knows his number system, you know, hey, I'm going to the 1, and that person will play the 1 bass line. I'm going to the 2, I'm going to the 3, I'm going to the 4, I'm going to the 5. The Nashville system cover where you're supposed to play the minor move on the 1, the major move on the 1, the minor move on the 2, the minor move on the 3. Matter of fact, that is coming out in my next book. Yes, my next book. It's going to cover your all 12 keys of the movements that are being applied. I just got a revelation. I might change up some. I'll try to keep it simple, but I just got another revelation. Maybe I will beef up the chord movement, because there are different type of ways to approach these chords where you can play, you know, the chord bigger, you know. There's another route to play these chords. I just got another revelation. I just might do that if I have. I might just do that, maybe not. But right now, I'm trying to just give you guys what we call the basic theory behind the madness on playing your all your major chords, okay, all your triad chords, all chords. It's that I feel that is meaningful to stuff that I'm noticing in songs. But like I said, major move on the 1, I'm sorry, the minor move on the 2. This is in all 12 keys doing the same process, right? Your major move on the 4, major move on the 5, G major, and then your A minor chord on the 6, and then guess what? Your diminished 7 chord. And I'll go back there. And these are all just your simple way of approaching it. Again, there is other types of chords that are, we might call it the big chords, in a sense, that will give you another way of seeing things. You know, yeah. Let me pray about that because yeah, I'm from my perspective, I'm trying to fast track you guys straight up to the big chords, you know, that you can play. And I've already dropped these chords that I mentioned already in the book already. But for me to turn around and switch up, or just say add to it, that you can play different chords on the 1. That's what my point is. So it's kind of like that C chord that I played a minute ago. That was the 1 technically. The 2 chord. now, hear me out, y'all. You can play the big chord, the minor, the add 2 chord. in other words, what I'm saying, I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, but we doing like a different type of approach. Like we're using a different kind of approach. Yeah, 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 yeah. So, and I'm doing this all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So, yeah. Let me, y'all. Let me think about it. Okay, I done did it. I done did it for y'all. Just so what it is you're playing with. It's the major add two chord. And I'm trying to make sure my finger make it there. Right. And there's a different way of playing. What it is that it's kind of like cross. There's some stuff that you just like have to understand that like I said, the one is a major, right? I know I told y'all the minor chord is a D minor chord, but what if I just told you go to the D major chord and add the two with it? Then I told you go to the three, which is a D minor chord, but what if I told you to play the major chord? Because you can make these chords a bigger chord. You can make these chords like a nine chord, or at two. Okay. Okay. You can make your chord a 6/9 on the two. I mean, it's just the sky's the limit to what you can do. Because if you're thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. So if somebody was doing a song, right, and of whatever it is, it might start on the one. So I can play the one and two. I can make the chord a little bigger. I can change up the right hand and go to a minor 9/11 move. I mean, we can do the 6/9 thing or whatever. It's just interesting when you start changing it up. Instead of me going to the two and a minor, D minor, I'm going D major, a D major add two. Alright, and then we go to E major, E minor. Alright, okay, and then E major add two. Alright. Now I have the E major 9. I could have did that also as well in the other key like C, D. So there's more and more one way to look at stuff. Right, so now I'm doing the add 2. The add 2. And I'm on the 4 now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, the natural system says, yeah, major move 1 on 1, minor move 2, minor move 3, y'all. Major move 4. And I can change certain things. I can now give you the major 9, F major 9 13. The F major 9 or F major 13 with the sharp 11. Or okay, those are little secrets behind the madness. That's what I'm kind of like. Yeah, that's a whole nother beast. But anyway, yeah, that's what I would do is practice a little bit. And every day I would just come and find something different. I could have repeat that idea. Transpose over. Transpose over. Nope. Right. And I can play around with it because I see, I can go through the sus. Transpose over and play the. Y'all catch what I'm doing? I'm just doing the major 9, this is major 7. If I would have had the 9, I'm just doing something that's like, oh. Right. And I'm on the 6 now. So there's more than one way to do your 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 move versus playing your major, minor, 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 major, minor, diminished. Right? I'm coming at it from a different angle. And these are little slick moves that you might have professional musicians playing these little slick moves because they know, oh, okay, I can play this move here, which is my one, and I can hit you with this. Let's go to the major move, the right stuff, right? We transpose up, and I'm going to that major 7 move. Then I'm going to the technically supposed to go to the minor move. Alright, and then technically I was supposed to go to the diminished move, but I'm gonna do but and I was supposed to go back to the 1, but I went to the major 7. Of course, I could have used the root for version. C major add 2. We can use the sus again. Remember, we can the major 9 or the major 7 move. One of the 3. Technically supposed to be minor move, right? I can go major move. I can go major 7 move, or actually, actually that's my major 6. That's a major 6. Yeah. I can do all kind of crazy stuff on this moves. Because it's not necessary meaning that I have to play the E minor chord. I can go to E major chord, E major 7 chord. Now I can't reach my 9, my 2. I'm gonna use the left hand to do it. I can't do it. I can't reach it. So I realized my reach is terrible in E. So I'm gonna what you call improvise. Alright. So now that was what? The 3, F major. What's this technically what we're supposed to be? Now I'm gonna use the major 7 move, right? Right? I'm just doing inversions, right? And normally I'll be down here changing the voices down here with the left. I'm just telling y'all, you can do things differently. I'm just thinking outside the box. What can I do differently on the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, the 6, and the 7 is what I'm thinking. What can I do different from what the Nashville system says do? Now what can I do differently? What can I do differently, right? What can I do differently on that number system? What? Because this is what musicians found an idea. Like just another way of doing whatever. Oh, then before you know it, what? I'm transposing, y'all. I'm transposing. So it's like major 7. What? But I'm adding the 9 to it, which is the 2 to give it that different kind of what? Now, eventually I'm gonna use the 2-finger move. Now I'm doing the 2-finger go over. If I whole step over it. What? Right? I'm whole stepping over the moves, right? So 2 to the 3 to the 4 to messing with it. 1, whole step over to the 2, whole step over to the 3, the 3. No, I lost it again. Basically, I'm just doing all 12 keys now. But I'm using the 9. This makes me play the minor 9 moves, so I'm just changing things up instead of me just constantly doing this move. Alright, yeah, so now I can go. Right. And you hear this in music though. And once your fingers get familiar with it, you can understand, you can go. You know what I'm saying? And then you hear musicians playing around with this stuff, and you're just like, oh, that's it. Or you'll be like, man, that's dope. I would have never thought of that idea of getting out of your, because there's more chords you can play on the 1. Like with a minor move, on the 1. Right? I'll make the move back 7, major 7 sharp 5. The minutes on the 1. There's more than one chord I can play on the 1. Dominant 7 chord. Alright, we heard. And that, what's his name? Marvin Sapp. You saw the best of me. And then he did it. It's the 9. If you wanted to play the 7, he wouldn't put the 9 in it. It would be this. Oh. Yes, the same chord, I'm just. It's the 1 hand chord. When I had the 9, that's the 2. It's the 2, but it's also the 9 because after 7 comes 8, 9, the same note. Okay, so that's what's up, y'all. Peace and love and cornbread. I'll catch y'all later. And I'm getting kind of hungry. Let me see. Trying to figure out where my wife just went. Oh, there she go. She asked me to set off the alarm. All right, catch y'all later.